I don't have to do that. I put that thing in my tail, I put that in my water. All right.
Do you want to go sit in the road? You can sit in the road.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, well, that makes sense. Yeah, he helped me out a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, hold on.
I'm sorry you had to come to a board meeting and get away from the house. All right. You did call?
Wait 3 months.
My mom, well, she keeps her own day, so I don't really want to ask her.
I beg your pardon. Oh, I am? My wife is forcing me to wear these socks. She says I look like an old man with the other. They're not knee high.
It's the Snoop Dogg glasses that got you going.
Is that what that is?
I'm being thrown a little bit. I can't catch crappie.
I can't even wrap my hand. Wish I had that money to go by the day I'll get 50 days.
Been over there too. Oh, really? No, not the damn big group. That's where I've been. They're there, but they just, they're not that neat.
What's up?
Do you want it recorded? If you want what you're saying recorded?
Welcome,
You
folks.
just clip it on.
6 p.m. My name is Alan Witt. I'm the newly elected president of the Park Owner Association of Shadybrook, and we are now in our monthly session. To begin, as we typically do, we're going to stand and give allegiance to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing. We will give thanks and ask a prayer for tonight's proceedings. Father, we are grateful for the folks who live in our community. We pray that you would continue to bless them, bless our neighborhood, keep us all safe, give us wisdom to make decisions that keeps our neighborhood safe and prevents us from any harm. We are grateful. In the name of Jesus we pray, amen. Amen. You may be seated. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a good turnout tonight. This is the biggest turnout that I maybe have seen since I've been on the board, which is about 14 or so months now. And so I appreciate your interest in our community and helping us to make it better. We are going to do our roll call. I would like you, from my left and my right, I would like you to say present, and then I would like you to say your name so that everyone here recognizes a name on the face and your position on the board, and then say here.
Stephanie Rutledge, Secretary Treasurer, here.
Alan Witt, President. Edward Lopez, Security.
Bill Frazier, Vice President. Carol Beasley, Maintenance.
Linda Williams, Parks and Comments.
So we are only missing Mr. Kozlowski. Is that right? Let's go. There you go. Let's get you a chair. Pull that agreement up there. Don, since you're standing, go ahead and introduce yourself and your role.
Name's Don Kozlowski. I've been on board a couple of years now, and I'm classified as I work full time, and so I just go in to help folks, stuff like that, come folks, help out wherever.
Thank you, Don. Well, we're going to try to move efficiently through tonight. A lot of folks that want to get home to watch the Olympics, and I'm one of those. But we have business to attend to tonight. We appreciate your patience with us as the newly elected board, as this is our first time to be in front of our neighbors, attempting to do some neighborhood business here. And we don't have all of our T's crossed and our I's dotted yet in the first month. Some of us are still getting used to our new roles, and we're looking at what can and cannot be done the old same way. And so we are kind of plodding along until we get there. So give us a month or so, and maybe we'll get the polish on everything. But we're going to begin with our treasurer's report. Ms. Stephanie.
All right. For our maintenance fund in the Austin Bank, we have a total of $83,393.84. For the roads, we have a total of $128,984.90. For the Texas National Bank, the maintenance, we have $28,368.10. And for the roads, we have a total of $58,431.44 as well in the Texas National Bank. And as far as the comparison report, let's see, in 23, the maintenance fund had $19,830 in it versus this year's $14,089.81. For the road funds in 23 was $15,231.12. In 24, it is $7,021.68. For the expenses, it's total of, for 23 is $49,865.62, and for 24, $60,167.11.
Right. The second agenda item is our internal communications and our website updates. We invested some money about this time last year in order to improve our public visibility somewhat with our Facebook page and then our private business side of things, which is our corporate website. And so we created a members portal where if you're an owner in Shadybrook, then you have the ability to go in, to log in with your lot number and your name. Not everyone, surprisingly, knows what their lot number is, and so they have to call into the office sometimes. But then you can create an online profile which gives you access to some business that the public can't see. There are community forums for various different things, recreation, and sometimes there's chats that are members to members that are suggesting improvements in this area or pointing out potholes, etc. And then you can also use that for weather or safety related concerns. And there are the updates from those online posts. They get forwarded and sent to various members of the board at various different times. So we have approximately 1,700 or so owners, but so far there's less than 200 people who have signed up to use that portal. And we are going to continuously urge our members to do that. If you haven't already, I encourage you to do it, because right now the price of a first class stamp is over 75 cents. It's pretty close to that. In order for us just to send out all the members just a notice saying, hey, we're going to have a community barbecue, that's over $1,700 in stamps alone. Well, that's not feasible or economical. I don't think any of you really wants doing that. But if we can get everybody's email address, we can send you out once a week, hey, we got this going on, or be aware there was a washout at this culvert, et cetera, et cetera. So if you got friends and neighbors that do not have a portal account, then I want to encourage you to get out there and create that. It doesn't take just a few minutes to do it. And that way we'll be able to get to everybody quick. Security.
Okay, you know, I know that some people are split with the Airbnb folks here. It seems that it's escalating. The people that come in to these Airbnbs believe it is okay to race. This is not a racetrack, this is a residential area. I've spoken to a person that we suspected was doing that. This was about a week or so ago. Of course, he denied it. He had stated that I told him his engine seemed, his car seemed very warm. He said he'd gone over Kaiser's to get coffee. Both of us that use Kaiser's realized that he closes at 2 o'clock, and this was already in the evening. So without calling him a liar straight to his face, he knew he was lying. I knew he was lying. I just left it at that so that he was aware. Do not race on our streets. You know, get not only that Airbnb, but get if anybody sees anybody doing that, please let us know that we know, and I'll be more than happy to speak. There isn't a whole lot we can do unless I catch them in the app, but issue a ticket. Unfortunately, doesn't. I'm not a police officer. I don't carry a badge. I do carry a weapon on occasion. For lawn safety, but I'm volunteer, so I'm not police. But generally, I try to approach people with respect and keep it on you. That is my job. That's my desire. I have a couple of different items to speak of. I don't want to speak too long. We have had some gun violence here. The latest was a person, a known felon by the name of David Bishop. He comes from the property next door. He decided, along with the rest of the folks that were here, to pull out a gun on myself and 3 other people that were with me. He didn't take it out of its holster, so I couldn't tell the police officers that I saw the gun directly. I have to let folks know that those type of people are not welcome in Shadybrook. If you see them, I have to go through the board to decide what we can do to completely disallow this guy from coming over here. I'm told by the sheriff's department if he's invited by a resident here, he has just as much right as anybody else. And I told the sheriff that I also have the right, as well as our community, to protect ourselves against people like this. We do call the sheriff. And I want to thank you for coming. Thank you, Erica. I want to thank she's not here. Judith's sister and her husband. Are you there? Oh, hi, Eric. Too quiet. For being there as witness and backup. It is greatly appreciated. And the Airbnb people, I want to thank Mr. Cooper, everyone, Mr. Craig, as well as other community members that have not only complaints, but were backup as well in terms of witnessing and what have you. So anyways, Mr. Bishop, as much as I love to be friends with this moron, I'm sorry, did I say that out loud? He's not welcome here. I have to be concerned with your safety. And I am, very much so. I will tell you that in volunteering for this position, without saying so, I volunteer also to take a vote for you. I will stand in front of anybody that threatens you. That is my promise. but I take this position very seriously. I know that a lot of people are concerned with our gate. It just seems to be a recurring thing. I understand that parts are being searched for. They're not readily available. I monitor the gate at night, late at night, because I don't sleep well, so that's my pastime. And people come through that damn gate at about 70 miles an hour. And one of these days, we're going to go over there and we're going to see a parcel in our office. When that happens, well, good for them. Because I think the board, I think Shadybrook itself should provide them 100%. There was recently an accident on Caroline, was it Caroline Lane or Caroline Lane? It was a hit and run. We know who the person is. We know that he's a known drug person. We know that he took off. We know that he has no license. We also know who was in the car. I know her first, I can't remember her last name, Mary. And apparently this person, this is the second Prius this guy has stolen before. So, you know, again, I want the community to be safe, and we will act accordingly. The person that was hit, I've yet to be able to speak with him. I don't know if the police report was done. I know that sheriff was called, and they were referred to someone else, but sheriff was really supposed to take the report. And this guy is an employee of a company truck, a company whose truck he was driving, and I know that they're demanding a report too, so maybe this will get along and everything will be rectified. And the last thing is there has been random gunfire out here, and I have to remind folks that though it's not illegal to shoot on your property here in Texas, I mean, I would do the same damn thing. If I felt like it, I don't think it's safe. There has to be an embankment installed if you wish to do this. I am very much a gun person. I understand that this was rapid gunfire, could have been full auto, I don't know, I wasn't told. Or it could be a binary trigger for those that don't know. When you squeeze it, it fires. When you release it, it fires. It has been documented that it is 1.7 seconds slower with a 10 round magazine than a full auto. And again, I celebrate our Second Amendment rights, but it goes against Shadybrook policy. It goes against our covenant. And we will seek to correct it. The understanding in terms of the Shadybrook policies, that we were told this by our attorney, that when we buy property here, whether we agree with the policies or not, in buying property, in existing here on this property, you have agreed, you have implied that you agree to the policy. And the policy is that you may fire a weapon if you're in fear of your life, or, you know, like coyotes coming to attack you, or a bear, or a pig, or an elephant.
What about snakes?
Snakes, put a hole in them. Matter of fact, put a lot of holes in them. Just,
I want to remind everybody that we're going to follow Robert's Rules of Order for these meetings, which means that it's not a question and answer time back and forth. There's an open forum portion that you can sign up for, where everybody can speak for 5 minutes. But the members of this committee will address the president if there's time for anybody to speak from the sign up. They'll also address the chair. I would appreciate that as we go forward.
I will say that this is not a funny matter. This is not something you laugh at. It's a serious matter, and any smirks, well received. However, in the book, when we're talking about serious things, it's okay to tell me I'm full of crap. I have no problem with that because Many of the times I have been fortunate. But I've dealt with a lot of crap too. And crap is crap. I was a plumber for 45 years. It stinks. Every last bit of it.
Mr. Lopez, what's the
So,
most
anyways, just a reminder that we are a community of individuals. And we hang together or we hang apart. So, we have power as a community, which you are. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Lopez. We're going to skip ahead to the office report.
The office, we just have some things that are going on in transition, and we're trying to get that set up and up to speed. Some changes that we're trying to make.
Report from the maintenance committee.
Not a lot to report on that, other than, we did, got the front cleaned up over here, right over here, park on the point. We had the damage from the storm. We purchased a new, steel chainsaw to work on that. As well, we, regular maintenance man spent several days, cutting up and broken down trees, piling them up. So it looks a lot better out there. We still got to do some serious mowers and that sort of stuff. Let's clean up the we're currently on the process of trying to find replaceable parts for the John Deere tractor. We do more road and bridge mowing. Got older tractors that are running up the new one. It's got a clutch that's going out. We're in the process of finding that clutch and getting that corrected. Get ready, we're going to install the clutch itself.
John's coming in and says,
Yeah, Don's gonna work with him on getting that tractor running, make a decision to do that. And, get that done, so, hire a new man as well, to help him with the mower. So we got more than under control. That's already started on it today. And, but things are going, we're gonna make it a little better. Right now, this time of year, we're all rain bad, obviously, you all around yards, you know what's happening with grass. It grows really fast right now. So it's a lot to keep up with. We got 22 miles of road, something like that, right of ways, both sides. That's a lot of road. Then we got the parks, park stop. Hopefully, in a month or so, we tone down a little bit. Right now, the grass is crazy. Other than that, the only other maintenance issue is that front gate. Currently trying to find a circuit board that we need. You mentioned that earlier. Yeah, both sides, problematic. And we're also considering the possibility of a replacement system. That hasn't gone to work just yet, so looking at the money. It's a significant expense. You don't think that's pretty much it for me.
Thanks, sir. Now we're going to have an update on maintenance of our roads in the commons area.
Well, we don't have 4 hours. And I am aware, I have pages and pages and pages of washouts, culvert damage, roads gone, potholes, road widening needed, everything. I've got pages of it. I'm aware of it. We only have so much budget. And I can only spend it down to a level because we've always got to maintain something for emergency. And all of those floods we've had this spring have really damaged our roads and culverts. We're getting them done slowly. David Smith is helping us over there. He's doing a great job. Gregory's been by himself, but as of yesterday, we have a second person for him. Because Gregory's been over road maintenance, road mowing, parks mowing, commons mowing, everything that had to be mowed, everything that had to be cleared, it was on one person. And that was too much for him, and so we're finally trying to get him some more people. It's just hard to find somebody that wants to go to work. But I can't mention all these things, but I know that there's 4 washouts on the other side. The washout on this side is probably $60,000 or $80,000 for that one washout. that would more than wipe out our budget. It would put us below the minimum that we need to keep for emergency. We are aware of it. We are trying to plan it. We're trying to schedule it where we can put the money out where the money is needed and will do the most good. So I can't really give you a lot of information with that other than unless you want me to read every location, and I don't want to do that. But I know they're there, and I'm trying my best. I've been trying to help in other areas, and I'm trying to function mostly on roads now again. But that's supposed to be my responsibility. And that's it, Mr. President.
Thank you, Bill. I appreciate that. Before we get to the Architectural Control Committee report, I just would like to remind everybody that we're all volunteers, and the Property Owners Association is designed and run by volunteers. We have a couple of paid staff, office clerical people for a few hours a week. Just sort of we've got some people cut grass and do some maintenance things, and they get a paycheck for that. We try to keep those hours down to as little as we can because we don't require an awful lot in annual dues. We're not like Eagle Bluff for $18,000 or $19,000 buy-in and then thousands of dollars a year or more. We're simply just trying to keep the streets safe. But our committees sometimes are run by volunteers, and sometimes by law are required to be run by volunteers. And sometimes volunteers who are not board members. And so the Architectural Control Committee, for those of you that are new, the Shadybrook covenants have specific standards for certain types of buildings depending on which section that you're in. Most of them are fairly consistent, but some have some variations. And so there are some common sense things that everybody can kind of recognize. Hey, don't have trash thrown all across your front yard. That causes your neighbor's property values to go down. Don't leave an old vehicle that's not running, parking in the front yard. Those are all things that are fairly common sense, but not all of them are. That's why every owner should be familiar with the covenants and the architectural control elements that when you purchase in Shadybrook, whether you do or not, you agree to abide by. And the way that the state sets up homeowner associations and property owners associations is that you are given the opportunity to elect 2 volunteers every year to kind of govern that, to make sure, one, that the neighborhood remains safe, and 2, that your property values are held fairly consistent. We're all in sync here because I was about to ask for additional volunteers. We're all stretched pretty thin already in the first month. And in a transition month, when you go to a new board and elected members, new president, just getting up to speed, and a lot of us have full-time jobs. So I appreciate those folks who have been willing to volunteer at all. So that brings us to the Architectural Control Committee update, and that is currently being led by Mr. Bill Cooper. Bill, could you update us, please?
I guess the long and the short of it is that things have been let go in Shadybrook for a long time. We all know the addresses and whatever, places that we could wish to be cleaned up. What I can tell you is we're working on it. And there are so many others, we can only do them a few at a time. Otherwise it just gets overwhelming and nothing gets done. I am committed to following the rules of Shadybrook. If it's in our rule book, that's the way it's going to be. We've sent out several correction letters lately. We are following up. And so if any of you have any particular addresses or anything that you want to see as a concern, let me know. I've been spending about 25 hours a week out here taking care of this stuff. And I'm looking for if you got a neighbor that you have any influence on, tell them to clean up their yard. Get rid of the junk cars. We're not going to allow 47 lawnmowers in your front yard. It's over.
Anything else, Mr. Cooper?
No, that's
Sounds
it.
like
Thank you very much for your volunteerism.
Hello.
Now we're gonna, I'm gonna spend a couple minutes just on an abbreviated president's report. There are 20 some odd communities around Lake Palestine of varying real estate value. I'm a realtor for a living, and so I see them go up and down, et cetera, et cetera. And the neighborhoods that have the best security and are the best maintained, those are the ones that have the best property values. There's a downside of that, obviously. You pay more taxes if your property values are evaluated in the stratosphere. They could be going up every single chance that the appraisal board gets a chance to touch it. Most times they don't even touch it, it's just a computer program. All of a sudden, my property taxes here went up 83%, 1 year over year. I'm like, come on. But it is important to honor God first, look out for your neighbors second, and then put yourself in the third role. And if we can get the majority of our neighbors to kind of take that approach, we work through most all of our problems. But as we go through this as a matter of process, a lot of these things are fairly mundane, numbers and reports on money that's coming and going on grass cutting and regular things. Occasionally we'll run into something that's somebody's passionate about. Whether it's repairing a park bench down in the common areas, because you got grandkids that want to use it, or a sling or something, or if it's a pothole right in the front of your driveway. We're humans, we get passionate about something. But during the course of these meetings throughout this year, at least as long as I'm in this chair, members of this panel, we certainly want help. If there's a problem that needs addressing, we certainly want to resolve it without any fanfare, really. But later we're going to have an open forum, and there's at least one person signed up to speak over here now. But we're going to have you take the podium there, stay at the podium, and address the chair. That's according to Robert's Rules of Order. Address me, and we've got 5 minutes. That's been standard for a long, long time. And we'll time you. If you use all that 5 minutes, we'll say thank you. And then this panel will take under advisement. These meetings are recorded and goes into the minutes. And if there are items that are brought to our attention that need to be addressed, we will evaluate that in the days and weeks to come. But these board meetings were never designed as a question and answer session back and forth. It's kind of a rule of time. And it's not very efficient at the end of our time. And you're not likely to get a good answer. If there's something that's technical especially, we need time to research it and see if there's if it's a budget item, et cetera, et cetera. So everyone is welcome who signed up to address this panel in the open forum. And we will say thank you at the end, but there won't be any replies from this group to those open forums. The next item on the agenda is the 2 discussion items that we perhaps will take action on tonight. And that is the discussion and perhaps on changing the pay period dates from Friday to Thursday to Thursday to Wednesday. That's really for a matter of convenience and the personnel that we have available and when checks need to be signed and that kind of thing. So I'm going to open it up to the panel for discussion. Ms. Stephanie, can you add any insight into this?
I just think it helps office personnel be able to process payroll, because currently we have just the evening of Thursday to process it, and then the checks are signed Friday, and the payday is of course that Friday. So if there's anybody who works extra, then they have to be covered as far as overtime on the next pay period. They're going to miss it, but if we have that extra day to process payroll.
So our current period goes from Friday to Thursday.
Mm-hmm. And then the checks are issued that Friday.
And the proposal here is simply change it from Thursday to Wednesday.
Right, so then we have all day Thursday to process it.
Anybody else have any input, discussion on that from the panel?
I want to read.
I'll double your salary.
Well, does anybody have any additional commentary on this? Matter of fact, do we have a motion that we will in fact change the pay period from Friday to Thursday to Thursday?
I need that.
Let the record show that Ms. Stephanie made the motion and Mr. Lopez seconded. So all in favor, please see by raising your right hands. Let the record show that the unanimous vote of 7-0. And that'll take effective for this
Yes,
this week.
this week.
Thank you.
So this will be 1 day short from this week,
Okay.
okay?
1 day short. All right, thank you very
Just
much.
for 1 week on.
All right, now we're going to have a few minutes worth of discussion. I had everybody introduce themselves and tell you what their role is. But I wanted everybody to take a two or three minutes tops. That's still about 20 minutes worth of discussion. 2 or 3 minutes to discuss your specific role on the board, the committee that you serve in, and kind of what it does. So, Don, if you wouldn't mind starting us off with a couple minutes just to explain your role and the role of the committee.
Yeah, I volunteered a couple of years ago to give them the board.
Don, if you can stand up?
Well, I don't think I can stand up, just speak
Okay.
up, just speak up a
Sure.
little bit.
They can hear us better.
Okay. Well, a couple of years ago, we didn't have 4 members on the board. Nobody was really running, nobody was doing anything. I volunteered, and that's when I got put in there. And I was assigned with ACC. Problem I had with that was I work full-time. I'm gone 60 to 70 hours a week at work, and so I cannot vote much. That's why I'm not in that position anymore, because I just couldn't do that. Very limited something. It was more concentrated on approving new homes and things like that. And so now I kind of fall in as a floater to help out where I can, and that people that's retired that can devote more time and concentrate to take care of that function better. And me, I just try to help out now wherever I can. And I do talk to some people and all. One thing that I've had a neighbor concerned with is since the gates are down, we're having contractors coming here and dumping in our big dumpster. And I also know of some previous residents that has moved out from here. One lives all the way in Brownsboro, comes over here to dump his trash in our dumpsters. And there's things like that we've got to address. We've got to get our gates fixed, some form or something fixed on that. Like I said, I'm gonna help out, get our tractor fixed. I'm working in the mechanical industry and all that. Save Shadybrook's money, we don't have to send it out. Of course, we're gonna be as parts. And
Now, what's the number one thing that you hope you can accomplish?
I hope we can straighten up, get some security going here, and like I say, I pass people speeding through here and speeding going out the end gate in the mornings when I leave here.
As it relates to your committee,
And
the number one thing as it relates to your committee.
yep. I'm just concerned because we've had a couple of wrecks in here, and we've actually gone down with the golf carts, or go-karts, not golf carts. There was a little boy here a couple of years ago. And, but what I have in my neighborhood is a tremendous amount is four-wheelers running and racing down through there. And what concerns me is there's one particular man I see quite a bit has almost an infant child riding on the handlebars of his motorcycle. No helmet, no
President, point of
nothing.
order.
Just give us one good point, and let's move on down the table.
Let's make this community better. Let's all work together.
Thank you, Don, appreciate your time. Ms. Stephanie, the role that you serve as treasurer.
Secretary treasurer, the secretary would be overseeing the office just to make sure everything flows smoothly. Any help that maybe the office help might need. And then just look over the books and make sure everything is handled properly.
And one thing that you hope to accomplish.
I don't see any kind of issues going on.
All right.
I'm gonna go missing.
Mr. Bill?
What's everybody?
I'm Bill Fraser, and right now, I've taken on a lot of things, and I'm not supposed to. I'm supposed to build roads. But I'm trying to help with a lot of different areas where there's questions. So I'm working on roads, helping with parks and commons, helping with maintenance, helping with several areas. If I could get 4 or 5 volunteers to volunteer 10% of the time that I put in a week to work once a month. That'd be 6.5 hours once a month you'd have to volunteer. And I'm 77 years old and I'm retired, and this is getting old and tough on me, but I'm not giving up. I stayed on it all day today. I had to rush to get home, to clean up, to get here. So there's so many things that need to be done in the roads right now. Let me just say roads. That's the most important thing I can do, and that's the most important thing that you can do to help me. If you know some neighbors that are not paying their dues, tell them to pay their dues. That's how we get the money to fix the roads. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bill. Mr. Harold?
And I believe the maintenance department again, in my report, I believe what I told you that we could do. Don't really have a whole lot else to say other than my intent is to try to make it run smoothly and function as well as we can to meet the needs of the community. And hopefully have a pretty place where everybody can be proud of it. Pretty much it.
Thank you. Also, I want to point out Mrs. Linda Williams is at the end of our table tonight, and right now is serving as a jack of all trades and assisting in the office and filling in when one of us as volunteers needs help with one of the things that we're doing. But again, some of us have full-time jobs and can't do things in a timely manner. We got Ms. Linda that's assisting with that. We're going to move into line item 4 tonight. We're still on time. Ms. Lisa still here? Or who was picking in? I can't see.
Lisa's back there.
Oh, there she is. How many folks do we have sign up for the open forum? 3. Would you mind giving me that list, because I don't have the names up here. Sorry to make you walk up here. Thank you so much. All right, we got 3 people. I'm going to call you up in order that they're signed up here. When you begin to speak, I'll mention
I'm on this paper. I don't know why they put me on open forum or put me on the agenda.
well then.
I signed the paper.
We'll go in a different order then. Ms. Clark, since you were on the agenda and you signed up in advance, I'll flip it and let you take the podium first. Now, let me remind you that we look forward to your presentation, and we will take everything under advisement. If it's not a question and answer time, we will respond on any action items that may need addressing. Please continue.
I filed 6 complaints on 2 properties specifically. There's others, but 2, because they're in my ICU of where I live. They're abandoned, and I just wanted to know where we're at on it, what would be my next step or your next step, because it's been a year and a half. The properties that I know of have been vacant for 5 years. None of the dues are paid on either one. One of them caused my neighbor to his homeowner's insurance to cancel due to that house being a hazard, a fire hazard. And when we got all that rain, it's taken on water. So you can smell the probably black mold, I don't know, but in the house. But he lives next door to it. I filled out the complaint after 6 of them. I have the dates right here and I have the copies on the emails. I just want to know, what can we do? What's the next step? Just wondering how much longer.
Do you have anything else?
No.
Right, then.
Well, the other thing was, people that owe past dues, why not have some type of a work and forgive some of the dues? Like, we need so many volunteers. We're always short of volunteers. not the hard stuff, not like cutting down trees, but maybe mowing, weed eating, things that are needed to be done here. And then these people owe a lot of thousands of dollars worth of dues. They're never gonna pay it. They don't have the money. So why not get something instead of nothing? So let them, if they want to, if they want to do that. And you just, I don't know, figure out an hourly wage, say $10 an hour. And you take off $10 off their dues or whatever we come up with. And then at least we get something, we get volunteers, they get their dues paid down, everybody wins. Just a suggestion. So, but how can I hear about the houses? The 6 complaints I filed. Will y'all get back to me? Will you email me? Will you write me a letter? What, anything?
Is that all?
Yes.
We're gonna take everything, we've got everything recorded, we're gonna review the minutes of tonight's meeting. We'll go through line by line of every presentation, and we will do what we can to respond in a timely manner with appropriate actions on these.
Thank you. Sorry.
Okay, up next on the list, I can't read
Erica.
Miss Erica Knight.
She just mentioned there about back pavements and things. I don't know if the latest on the law, but in the past, for bookkeeping purposes, we had to actually cut these people a check. They had to actually cut us a check for bookkeeping purposes. We were not allowed to trade out. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Ms. Knight. Okay, up next, Mr. John Kelly. Thank you, Mr. Kelly.
You may have addressed the roads a little bit, but I just want to make sure that it was, the washout on this side of the road was Christine Drive, that I did hear it actually named.
Yes, that's the bad.
Okay. My concern for that is, and I understand it's going to cost a lot of money, is that there's a water line that's about 8 feet off the ground that runs through there as well. It's a main water line, it's not my water line. And it would, if it's breaking, then we're going to be lost of water on that part of the development, and I don't know how that will affect everybody else, but I know it's going to cause me a lot of problems if I don't have water coming to my house. And I think we probably need to find some type of means of resolving this to where I can have an opportunity to maintain my home, maintain where I can have water that's coming to my home on a constant basis. I understand $60,000 to $80,000 is a lot of money, but you know, that road is probably washed out 10 to 12 feet deep, I would guess, through there, the entire length across, so people haven't seen it yet, and that's where it is. I realize it's at the bottom, at the end of the property over there. There's not as many property owners over there as there are in other parts of the neighborhood where like Whitey was washed out a few years ago, things of this sort. And I do have means of getting to my home, but I can tell you that there's other things that would be involved as well. We have kids on the road. They have bus transportation coming there, and the school bus is not going to be able to make that drive in there. I can tell you that right now. So there's going to be some issues with that. So I'm going to ask you to look as best you can to find means to get that fixed. It's not a pothole. It's not something that's going to cost just a little bit of money. Even though I've got potholes on my road too, I'm not worried about those. I'm worried about my road and my water that is coming to my house. That's all about.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. Obviously, issues of road impairment are going to be top priority for this panel. Can't get your house, so we are aware of how serious that type of item is. So we appreciate your presentation, and somebody will apply to you ASAP. All right. That's everyone who signed up to speak in the open forum tonight. We always appreciate our members All right, bringing things to our attention. There are 1,700 plus owners, and we do get inbound concerns on our website, etc., which is how we prefer it. It's the quickest way. The quickest way to get information to us is through that website because it pops instantaneously. Not everybody is tech savvy, not everybody has the ability to do that, but it is the fastest way to get a reply because we can begin deliberations on if resources need to be dedicated to an issue, we can do it well in advance of this 30-day meeting. So,
Mr. President,
yes, ma'am.
can you give them our website?
That's a very good point. Our website is www.shadybrookcommunity.com. Shadybrook Community. You can go on, register as a member, and that allows you access into the members portal. And as long as everybody's being civil, you maintain the ability to communicate back and forth. And you can also get to us on our official Shadybrook email, which is info@shadybrookcommunity.com. info@shadybrookcommunity.com. That's the quickest way to get to us. All right? That covers all of our items for the public meeting tonight. We do have a closed session that we're about to gavel into. So before we do that, I would just like to say thank you for all of your interest. And we prefer to communicate more than less. And if we can get up to about 50% even of our members where we can get to you digitally, the plan is to push out a weekly update of things that are going on, perhaps road washouts or community events or safety issues or lost dogs or any of those kinds of things. But right now we can't do it. So if we can get just, right now we have about 10 to 12% of the members that we can get digitally. That's about it. I appreciate you coming tonight.
So next
we
meeting.
don't have any other open forum for tonight. Everybody's spoken and completed. I appreciate your attendance. If you have an issue that you would like to communicate with us, do so via email. All right, thank you, folks.